Happy Vlogmas, day number 6. Today we're going to talk about memories at Christmas with family that have passed away and a good way to connect with them. You can connect with them by looking at pictures, or you can go on Ancestry, and I have an account on Ancestry where I researched not only my DNA, but I do a family tree, and it goes back to the 1600s, and it's very fascinating. But mainly I have it for sentimental reasons, to reconnect with family, like my grandparents, my parents, aunts, uncles, cousins who have passed away. And I have some of their pictures on their profiles. And if they're deceased, then you can see everything you need to see on the family tree. Now, if they're living, that information is not public, only those who have passed away. So that's a great way to reconnect with your family and to discover your roots. And I found all kinds of interesting facts. For example, I'm related to Loretta Lynn, which is, I couldn't believe that. I found her. She's a cousin of my mom's. My mom was born in Kentucky, not too far from Butcher Holler, where Loretta Lynn grew up. And we're connected through the Butcher family. And we're also related to Florence Henderson on the Brady Bunch, the mother on the Brady Bunch. She's on my family tree. It's always exciting when you find someone who is a celebrity or a movie star and you connect them to your family tree, even if they're just related by marriage. J.D. Vance, our Vice President of the United States, he's on my family tree because his family came from Kentucky also, and one of his relatives married one of my relatives. So we're related by marriage. I was looking for a biological connection, but I couldn't find one. This is something I love to do at Christmas time, to look at the Ancestry account and rediscover all those ancestors that I have a connection with. My cousin who's still living, I love to talk to her all the time on the phone. We reminisce, and it brings back memories, very fond memories of the relatives that we share together, and the Christmases too. And I just remember when it snowed, and we did have more, it seemed like we did have more snow back then in the 1970s and 1980s, and all that deep snow on my grandmother's farm, watching the cattle walk through the snow, and it was just so much fun. And there were some hills and snow drifts, and it just brings back a lot of memories, that old-fashioned Christmases that you just don't see anymore. And my grandmother my uncle made sure she got a real Christmas tree every year. You could smell the pine. And those memories with my parents, and my mom baking Christmas cookies. And oh boy, that was my first interest about cooking. Desserts, holiday desserts. That's where I learned to cook. And for years later, the only thing I could cook were cookies mainly. And just those smells, and the ham baking, and potatoes, carrots in the oven. Oh, I just love it. Anytime I feel like I want a deeper connection with my family, especially during the holidays, I get on Ancestry. So you might want to try it, and you can sign up with them for free for a free trial. I believe it's 14 days. You get it for free. But I just thought I'd share that with you. If you're feeling kind of blue because you miss your loved ones, that you might want to go on one of the Ancestry sites. And there's more than one also. There's numerous Ancestry sites. You can get on there and research your family roots. It's history. It's a part of history. Your family is a part of history. And you can dig deep and see some of them. There might be some skeletons in the closet. We had one relative that he was a bootlegger. We had more than one bootlegger. They usually lived in Virginia or Kentucky or West Virginia. And he had some enemies, and they shot him, and he couldn't walk. He was a cripple, and he was on back of a wagon with his wife and some other relatives, and they got ambushed and killed and shot, massacred. So that's in my family too, and that's a trip. So, but people were desperate for money back then, and they did what they had to do. And sometimes it was illegal, and it, caused a lot of friction, and they made a lot of enemies. And so, not everyone's perfect in our family. It's kind of fun and interesting to research the good and the bad, and the beautiful and the ugly in your family tree. Now, my husband is out there. He's getting ready to slice up some sweet potato chips. And he's going to put lamb burgers on the grill. So that's what we're going to look at next. And if you see, I'm hoping that this turns out, but our family Christmas card that we sent out last year that has cardinals on it, that should be in the background. Hopefully this turns out the way I hoped. So happy Vlogmas days, and continue watching.
Got my 1970s salad shooter, and I'm using the wavy. There's a wavy thick and a wavy thin. Plop it in here. Haven't used it in years.
We did use it one time for some turnip chips.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Wait a minute.
That was in the summer.
That's gonna have to be cut in half. Let's try this little one.
I love the turnip chips that were baked in the oven, but I didn't like the pickled ones because the recipe called for too much salt.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Oh. There we go. There's our sweet potato chips. I'm going to bake them in the oven with olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'm going to keep it simple. Maybe a little garlic powder.
Those are some nice chips.
Yeah, they are. They're beautiful chips.
No, I got to clean it out.
They're wavy. It's so cool.
That's the only.
And everyone knows and should know that sweet potatoes are much healthier than the brown or yellow potatoes. But most people like the other potatoes better. When I was a kid, I didn't like sweet potatoes. I do now. Woo, yeah. I just poured in a little bit of olive oil, mixed in a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I used my hands, but then the oil it doesn't want to come off. So I prefer to do it this way. And then this is what I do. So to me, to take the extra time to do this is worth it. Is anyone else like that? You don't like oil on your hands, cooking oil on your hands? Grabbed a cooking glove. I forgot I had these. Now it's easier and I don't have to worry about it. They're disposable. Okay. I just want them to be single layer so they'll be crispy. My husband in particular loves crispy potatoes, crispy fries, crispy chips, crispy everything if he had his way. Half burnt cookies. He just loves that kind of stuff. Let me know if you like to do sweet potatoes like this or similar ways, if you have any good ideas for me. And I hope you like what I'm sharing here. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're already subscribed, thanks for coming back. Vlogmas is a fun month. We love the month of December. There's so much to do, and it's such a joyful time of year. All right, then. Let's get these in the oven, 425 for probably 15 minutes. I'll be checking the oven. A little burnt, but we like them.
Yes, sir.
They're crunchy. That's what matters. I'm trying to eat the burnt ones and save the good ones, I guess. I don't know.
Save me some burnt ones.
He said save. He wants me to save him some burnt ones. And if you eat them with sour cream, you can't even tell they're burnt, and they are really good. And here are the lamb burgers. And they're done, and they look good and juicy. They straight off the grill. Now we are into day 7. Last night, my husband was very late getting those lamb burgers on the grill. He was watching a football game, Ohio State versus the Indiana Hoosiers. It was an upset, the first game that Ohio State lost this year. On the other hand, I'm glad we beat a state just north of us the Saturday after Thanksgiving. You know who I'm talking about. And if you're, I'll go ahead and say it, if you're a Michigan fan, more power to you. Even though we're not going to the championship, I'm fine with that because we beat Michigan. But it's fine. If you're a Michigan fan, let me know. I just want to say that you may notice that I seem like I'm a little bit of a minimalist, and I'm not anymore, but I was raised by two parents that were minimalist to the point where my mom did not have very many decorations. We always got a Christmas tree. My dad always wanted a real Christmas tree, so then we could just throw it out to the curb after Christmas. And she kept some decorations that she used year after year, and just very minimal on the decorations. There were not very many decorations at all. That's just how she was. She was a minimalist. And my dad was very organized because he had been in the military. Everything had to be put away in its place. We could not have toys spread out in the living room or anything like that. Then when I got into my own home and raised my own children, I let them have free reign in the living room with toys for a little while. If I had company coming over, I would definitely, we would pick those toys up and put them in toy boxes real quick. But for a while there, I got a little frivolous, and I was doing clearance shopping, and I would spoil them at Christmas time, not with expensive gifts. I learned from my mom to shop for the sales and clearance shopping. But I did go a little overboard with the decorations because my parents didn't do that for holidays. So I have a bunch of decorations, but I keep them stored in the basement until they're used. And I'm going to be doing some more decorating. So the next video, you'll probably see some decorating, maybe some baking. It's just anything, everything goes with these Vlogmases. Now, this one is a little different, I know, and I'm not doing my usual staying in the kitchen cooking or showing you a shopping haul. I want you to get to know me as a person. And just like I've got to know so many of you who watch my channel, and I've been on some of your lives. I've never done a live. I'm very shy about doing a live. Normally, I have a stuttering problem. I have to do editing. But right now, I just had a cup of coffee, so my speech seems to be up to par, but it's not always that way. And I find the editing very handy. So it's going to take me a while to get used to lives. And I'm not a big fan of shorts. I do some shorts, but I'm not a big fan, mainly because when they were 60 seconds, I thought that was better because the long form did better. And now that the shorts are 3 minutes, it has hurt the long form views because a lot of people are just looking at short videos up to 3 minutes. They can watch it for just 3 minutes because there's a limit on it. And most people I've discovered do not watch a video for more than 3 or 4 or 5 minutes anyway, so they like the shorts for that reason. This has hurt the long form. To me, the long form is a production. You can do editing. It is more of a production, and I favor that. I favor the long form videos, and that's what I really like to do. This is, I'm not doing much editing here, so you're seeing the real me, the genuine person. I went to church today, and this was the first time I'd been to church in quite a while. My sister invited me. There was a ladies' Christmas luncheon afterward. We exchanged gifts. It was a white elephant gift exchange. It was a lot of fun. And the luncheon was beautiful, and the people were beautiful. And boy, was that worship service amazing. And it just touched me in a special way. I was exhausted when I got home. Normally, I would have finished this video. Some people probably would have recorded at the church, recorded the activity with the party and everything. I chose not to do that. I wanted to enjoy it fully and not put it on video. So after I came home, I decided, after I took a long nap because I was exhausted, because I drove there myself, and it's several miles away out in the country in a beautiful area near Hoover Dam. We have a Hoover Dam here in Columbus, Ohio, and it is beautiful. I'll take you there sometime. We'll go on a hike. There's lots of things I'd like to do, and I need to just get out and explore more. I've been kind of barricaded here. My husband's had some serious health issues this year, and getting through that and being concerned about him and taking care of him has been on top of my list. But now things are lightening up a little bit. His health seems to be pretty good. I still have to watch him carefully and not, make sure he takes his medicine and he goes on to his doctor's appointments. But I do feel like I do have a little free reign to maybe do some different kind of videos where you can get to know me better, because I'm not the easiest person to get to know. I'm a little on the reserved side, And I have been holding back a little because of a great sorrow in my life. You know, there were loved ones that had passed away. There were crises that came up that I didn't tell you about. I kept that private. I chose to keep, and I still continue to keep some of those things private, and we all should. Now I'm showing you last year's footage of Dan and I riding a horse-drawn carriage at Oakland Nursery here in Columbus, Ohio. It's only about a mile from here. I can walk it. It is a free event. You can purchase a Christmas tree or get your picture taken with Santa Claus if you like for a cost. We go there every year, and all we buy is a small Christmas tree and a poinsettia plant. And this place is fabulous. It will definitely put you in the Christmas spirit. Thanks for watching today. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.